Stop scrolling if you dare to uncover the secret of the most notorious haunted house. Have you ever heard of Crescent Hill, a place where whispers of an ancient curse pass from generation to generation, an address many have entered, but few leave unchanged? This is the story of a house that watches and what it saw. Built in 1876 on a hill overlooking the small, sleepy town of Greystone, the house on Crescent Hill was once a magnificent mansion. But now, it sits decrepit and menacing, each creak of its old wooden floors and shattered windows echoing untold horrors. The locals call it a living thing, a predator that preys on the vulnerable, the curious, and the unlucky. They say it watches, waiting for someone to come inside. Let's start from the beginning, because every chilling tale has layers of history. There was a time when the mansion buzzed with life. It was built by Elijah Stetson, a wealthy industrialist with a peculiar hobby, collecting rare artifacts. Elijah's collection included an antique mirror, said to be cursed, a century-old treasure chest no one dared to open, and, most notably, an ornately carved wooden chair thought to grant wishes. But something was wrong from the start. Elijah's family died under mysterious circumstances one by one, leaving him alone in that great, unnervingly silent house. Explanations ranged from illnesses to accidents, but whispers of a curse grew louder. In the late 1890s, Elijah disappeared. People from town checked the house only to find his shoes sitting neatly at the bottom of the grand staircase, his cane standing against the banister. But no Elijah. No body, no sign of where he had gone. That day marked the start of Crescent Hill's legend, a house that kept its last owner and refused to let anyone forget. Time passed, but the house did not stand empty. Over the years, it changed hands frequently. Rumors of hauntings scared most people away after their first visit, but some weren't so lucky. The Wilkes family from the 1920s moved in, thinking they could turn it into a bed and breakfast. At first, they dismissed the strange occurrences, the lights flickering, doors shutting by themselves, and a chilling draft always present in the hallways. It wasn't until Mrs. Wilkes woke up screaming, swearing that the portrait in the main hall moved its eyes to follow her, that things took a darker turn. The family left the very next day, abandoning all their belongings. In the 1950s, a group of teenagers broke into the house as a dare. Only one came back, delirious and inconsolable. He kept mumbling about a staircase that shouldn't have been there, leading downward to a place that felt wrong. Authorities found no staircase. The teenager disappeared weeks later. His friends swore they saw him standing in the upstairs window of the house before vanishing completely from town records. The house drew paranormal researchers in the 1970s, each entry into the house documented with scientific rigor. Or so they thought. The team said the house didn't just have a presence. It had intelligence, a watching sensation that made their skin crawl. One brave scientist stayed overnight, locking herself inside. When morning came, they found her shoeless, her eyes lifelessly staring at the blank ceiling above her. Written on the floorboards next to her was the phrase, "It knows." Her notes, however, revealed something eerie. Apparently, saying the full name of Elijah Stetson inside the house echoes unnaturally loud, for reasons nobody has ever explained. Now here comes the part that will send shivers down your spine. In 2002, a young filmmaker named Laura Hayes decided to make the house the subject of her documentary. She even stayed inside for 3 consecutive nights. Through investigation and interviews, Laura uncovered one chilling claim after another. But what struck the townspeople most was the footage from the third night. Cameras set up in every room captured strange occurrences that defied logic. One lens caught phantom shadows darting across the walls. Another showed doors opening and closing despite no breeze or people around. The most unnerving was in the basement. Laura had installed a night vision camera there. The screen remained empty for hours. Then it filled with static. From the static emerged a figure shaped like Laura, but not quite human. Its movements jerky, its form blurred around the edges, as if it were something trying to mimic her physical body. Needless to say, when morning came, Laura was gone. Only the tapes remained. And now, Crescent Hill attracts mostly the curious and the foolish. Local daredevils claim you can perform a ritual there to ask questions, but only get answers if it allows you. First, you must walk through the house while holding an old key, which incidentally is rumored to be from the original door. Once you hold this key tightly and whisper your question near the portrait of Elijah, some swear an answer comes back in the form of an echo. But those who have tried complain of strange emotions afterward: paranoia, sadness, and an unshakable feeling they were being followed. One urban legend stands out most: that the house marks its chosen observers by showing them fleeting reflections of their own silhouette in murky windows. Silhouettes that don't mimic their real movements. If you see this, it means the house remembers you, and one day you will return to it, whether you wish to or not. Remember, the house has watched for more than a century and a half now, soaked in mysteries unsolvable and fates unwanted. So many have entered thinking themselves clever, only to experience the eerie truth firsthand. Do you still want to explore Crescent Hill? So what would you do? Would you believe the whispers of the locals and keep your distance? Or are you prepared to unlock its secrets, knowing you may never truly leave its memory? After all, there are stories. And then there is Crescent Hill, the story that watches you back. The choice is yours, but tread carefully, for the house on Crescent Hill waits, and it doesn't forget those who come knocking.